There's 40 shillings on the drum for any man who wish to come to enlist and fight the foe today over the hills and far away. That's right. We've taken the king's shilling. We march to war today on Kentucky Fried Chronology. You like that?
Or whatever it is. I
should leave that in. I really should. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I am Bo. I'll try not to slap my microphone again.
And I'm Chuck. I'll try and remember that
you're human. You're from this planet.
I try that every
day. It's a struggle, man. I mean, being from Cliptu is a bad deal.
No.
How's the skin suit though?
Third rock.
Is it stretching still? Pinching?
No, it seems comfy pretty.
Right? Did you get your exoskeleton just all shoved in that?
Yeah.
The fuck are we talking about?
We went way off the rails. Anyway,
especially after my 18th century fucking folk songy intro, and then talking about you being an alien.
Yeah, I had a perfect intro, and you messed it up because today's episode is about the man who beat Napoleon not once but twice, Arthur Wellesley,
the Iron Duke,
and that is
Duke of Wellington.
And that is how you pronounce it, right?
Oh Wellesley? Fuck! I've heard it. All the documentaries. Everybody pronounced it a different way. Wellesley, Wesley. I was like, I'm pretty sure Wesley's wrong. that one professor, I'm like, buddy, I think you're saying his name wronger than everybody. I was like, Wesley's, from Star Trek. Shut up, Wesley.
At least it's not Boadicea. If you get that reference, y'all are legends. Don't tell him.
Took me a second.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Boadicea.
Anyway.
That sounds like I'm going to go see somebody. Like, Bo's going to see you. Hey.
Nice. Anyway, so on to today's subject. Arthur Wellesley, Iron Duke himself.
Well, I mean, we got to start at the beginning, right? The man was born.
Of course.
Yeah. He wasn't just shat from the gods of war upon the English continent.
Yeah, exactly. Where exactly, what part of the empire was he born in?
He was born in Ireland, actually, even though he's not Irish. He's just Irish.
Dublin, right?
Anglo-Irish nobility, minor nobility. Remember on the East India Company episode where I cracked up over the Lord of Mornington guy? Yeah, it was apparently Arthur's brother Richard that I was laughing about because he's the Earl of Mornington. After their dad dies, he's the older brother.
Yeah. Also, by the way, he is he isn't the youngest.
He's the third son, so he got really shit on.
So it's one of those. Traditionally, the third son either went straight to the military,
or to school,
or the church, which at this point in the history of the church had lost a lot of its power. So military or college.
Could you imagine if he went to the church?
No, not at this time period.
The Church of England, not even the Catholic Church.
I was going to say Tudor period. Arthur Wellesley would be kind of interesting to hear about. But anyway, he went to Eton, did he not?
Well, he was born in 1769, and
we're skipping all of his childhood.
You're skipping a bunch of stuff, man. The third son, as you mentioned, he didn't have a lot of options, and his dear sweet mother just did not know what to do with her quote awkward son Arthur. He's a bit ugly and gangly, he didn't seem to like him very much, right?
Oh.
So he dicks around for a while, and finally they're like, all right, man, you got to go to school or something. So he goes to Eton College. You know that? I didn't know that. It's one of the big ones. It's where all the important people go in England. He sucked at it.
I heard he got bullied, which relatable. Where's the biopic on this guy? Come on.
Everybody's so interested in Waterloo that they forget he had a whole fucking 20-year career before that.
Yeah, it's one of those. The sun never set on the British Empire because apparently Arthur Wellesley and men like him were just all over the place.
We'll get to that.
But anyway,
he's baby Arthur right now. He's all awkward and hasn't grown into his, he's a prepubescent one, right?
Young Arthur Wellesley.
So I don't know, 14, 15. He goes off to Eton school to do whatever the fuck that is.
I think that's basically college nowadays.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't like it. He wasn't good at it. So they decide, well, you can't do regular school. You're going to go to military school. So they sent him off to, I wrote it down. Oh my God.
Ignore him checking his notes. Well, hey, we'd rather be right and look a little awkward than tell you some nonsense. But look confident.
Angez. Don't try to read my handwriting. I can barely do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Angers French military school. Yeah, that's right. Arthur was trained by the French,
which
in horsemanship, infantry tactics, all that good stuff. And he apparently liked it. So he came back and
military school. Yeah.
Well, he came back from it, and he was like, "All right, I gotta do something. I gotta get married, and I gotta find a commission and get my life in order." So he meets this girl, Kitty, and she's just so cute, and they like each other, but Kitty's dad's not having it because
is she age appropriate?
Yeah, they're like the same age.
Okay, so she's not like
she's a little bit younger, but she's not like 12 or anything.
Okay, so this isn't.
No, it's not a weird one, but
it's another one of those weird ones.
No, all this shit with him and Kitty for real has the beginnings of the most romantic period piece fucking movie ever, because the dad is like, no, you're not good enough. We need to. My daughter's. Look at her. She needs some higher.
Little princess.
Yeah, you go away and do something with yourself. And Arthur goes, all right, fuck you, bet. Goes over to his brother, the new Earl of Mornington, and is like, hey man, you got enough money to buy me a commission in the army? Because that's how it worked back then.
Yeah, you could. I've heard about this. You could buy commissions there
up to colonel,
but only up to a certain point, because
and then you had to earn it past that point.
Yeah, even the British Empire is like, yeah, you shouldn't be able to buy yourself an army. That's a bad decision.
Do you know why they started doing that?
I'm sure.
Fun side tangent. Do you know why that they instigated that system?
Some really rich idiot bought an army and absolutely killed all of them.
No, it's because Oliver Cromwell. They didn't want peasants. They didn't want regular people being able to get into a position to control armies
or make major government changes.
Yeah. So that's why that system started, and why you have like just so many inept, useless commanders in the British Army at this time period, because it's Arthur. It's all the sons that you don't know what to do with.
It's a great way for lords to give their sons that aren't going to inherit
decent work,
a good job that's going to pay them well and give them a comfy life.
His mom
not going to leech off their brothers.
His mom was at a party one time and was going on about how she didn't know what to do with him, and she was quoted to have said, just like, I guess he's only fit for cannon. Meaning he's only good as fodder. Like, go send him to get fed to the cannons. Yeah. I was like, oh, that's so brutal. Lord. Why does your mom hate you so much? But he excelled at the French.
But he excelled at the cannon.
Yeah, he excelled at the cannon, and he comes back.
That's the title of the episode.
He excelled at the cannon. That's right. And has the bit with Kitty and her dad, and he's like, okay, so he goes to his brother. Caught back up. I remember where I was now.
Yeah.
And his brother's like, I can probably buy you an ensign spot, which is like second lieutenant now. So it's like, it's still an officer, but it's
considerable jump,
real low, because like the family doesn't have a lot of money. Their dad fucked up some shit, and now they're kind of broke.
An old and ancient and venerable name, i.e., they're lords, but they're broke.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why they're minor nobility.
At least by nobility standards.
Gets better for him. Just wait. It continues. So he gets his commission, joins the army, floats around into different, just kind of goes around from cavalry to infantry to artillery and all this other stuff. And he finally gets command up to lieutenant colonel. His brother bought it for him, but I mean, he gets that rank and gets his own regiment, the 33rd Foot, which are actually still around and referred to as Wellington's regiment, I believe. Nice. So I'm like, that's badass. How cool do you feel? If you're in the 33rd and you're actually listening to this comment, tell me how badass you feel about it.
So not to make him sound evil, but the man literally got his own red. So the man basically became Darth Vader and got his entire regiment by himself.
Well, yeah, he paid for it.
Well, that makes sense.
Andy was a capable officer. He was very good at logistics, and he gave a shit whether his men were supplied and all this other stuff.
That's consistently what we do.
But in
the Bradley of his time.
But finally, 1794, during the Second War of the Coalition against Napoleon, the first time they ever it's not even against him, it's against one of his marshals. He has his first taste of action at the Battle of Boxtel, which is
Battle of Boxtel.
Yeah.
Up there.
Which is not good for the British. It's basically just a full-on retreat, but Wellington steps up and holds the line with the 33rd long enough to keep it from turning into a full rout. And he gets either shot or bayoneted during this battle. He has his full real taste of all of it.
Yeah. Apparently, they lose the battle, but he does a good job.
Yeah, this is where he first gets some recognition of he might actually be worth a shit. Like they made a good account of themselves and held the French off long enough.
This was before India, right?
Yes, this was
okay. So when we get
several years before India.
Anecdote for when we get there.
Yeah, we're almost there. But after the Battle of Boxtel, he gets full colonel, right? And this is where they send him over to India. You know why they sent him over to India? Remember the East India Company episode?
Yeah.
His brother's the full governor of fucking the provinces that they control in India right now. And he's like, nice. You know what? I bet my brother would be great here.
We swear we're not picking these out on purpose.
I'm not.
These aren't lining up on purpose. History just lines up that way sometimes.
Lord Mornington of the Morning ties into Arthur Wellesley.
Which will tie into the missile episode later.
Yeah.
Because
no, you have no idea, dude. The siege.
It does.
Dude, no, the siege of Sinopanag. Goddamn.
The one where they take not Goa. Where they take that island off the coast of southern. I want to say Italy, not Italy, India.
I don't remember where actually it is, but it's the one where
the rockets.
Yeah, and he gets all.
He's there at the battle where Britain first encounters rockets.
And his unit gets fucked up. That's a little later.
It gets kind of trashed, but yeah, we'll get back to that.
But yeah, he gets his fucking gets to go over to India, takes part in the Mysore War, which is where this thing takes place, what he was talking about. He gets there. This is his first thing that happens. He just got there, and he gets orders from the other general to attack the dudes on the other side of the river. But he's like, I have no idea he has no recon, nothing. So he just goes. Mm-hmm. And he runs into the rocket fucking brigades, the Congreve rockets. Remember those things we were talking about last week?
The missile episode.
This is where the British stole them from. They saw how effective it was at kicking Wellington's unit's ass.
And they're like, hey, we should make these ourselves.
Yeah. But no, anybody else, this would have ruined their career because it was a fiasco. He lost 200 guys. He barely made it back. He stumbled back into camp by himself, right? Because his horse ran the fuck off. If his brother hadn't have been the Lord Governor General or whatever the fuck, yeah, he'd have been.
He probably would have lost his rank.
Yeah, would have been totally
lost his commission right there.
He would have been fucked. Wouldn't have been good. But he gets to keep his spot, and he's made the governor of Mysore after the war.
Which is an entire.
Yeah, it's a big chunk in the center of India. He's apparently really good at it. The people around that area don't have any handed down stories of him being a tyrant or anything. The only thing that really went down was there was a minor insurrection of some dude who the brother of the guy they beat before came back and tried to start some shit, but Wellington just ran this super skillful counterinsurgency campaign against him, captured him, killed him. Only took 6 months.
Nice.
It's barely worth mentioning, right? So then we get on to
we did
we talked about in the East India Campaign, the Maratha Wars. This is where Arthur wins his big battle, the one that makes him he makes major general after this. He's in command of all kinds of armies in India, right? Like big man. It's the Battle of Assaye against the Marathan Confederacy.
Now this is when
it's great.
This is when their emperor fights, and they basically pull out all the stops and throw everything they've got at Britain.
Yeah, there's like 50,000 Marathans against the 9,000, 10,000 that Wellington brought with him, plus some irregulars.
I remember this one. This is one of the ones where they saw what he was about to do, but they whapped.
They close. Yeah, no, you got to set this up, okay, man. Yeah, I know you know.
You do.
They don't know. We got to tell them.
I was wanting to make sure this was the right.
Wellington shows up, and there's a river going like this. The enemy are on that other side of that river, and there's another river behind them, making kind of like a 2-river corridor like this.
Mm-hmm.
The Wellington's guides are like, "There's no way across that river, man. You're going to have to frontal assault, which would be fucking suicide, right? You imagine trying to get across the river under gunfire and then form back up to try and do fuck that.
Yeah, even that's if not you had a work. Ford, that's stupid."
But Wellington was like, "No, there's got to be, because on my map here, there's these 2 villages on either side of the freaking river,
and they
have to talk to each other.
And they're awful close to it. They're too close to be talking to each other."
And he's right. There's a ford there, so he's like, awesome. And so Wellington figures, if I can get my army across that river before they notice, I can hit them in the flank and smash them. Mm-hmm. It kind of doesn't go that way, though.
They notice.
They notice, and they just swing the whole army around. Now they're all trapped in between these 2 rivers. But that is kind of better for Wellington, because there's it's narrower. That his smaller army doesn't have as much land to defend against.
They don't have to stretch them out.
But man, is it a slog! It's a fucking.
The only reason they win is because
Wellington ran around this whole fucking place. He went up and down the line. The cavalry on the other side of the river, because the Marathans had better cavalry, they broke through his, so he had to go and send more off out that way. It was close. He won it by.
He's a squeaker, huh?
That much. But yeah.
Squeaked out a victory.
That's where he got the big laurels or whatever he wants to do. But no, you know what the best thing?
When you look at the numbers, everyone else at the time was looking at those numbers and they saw him bring home a victory from that alone, that's going to get you laurels.
Yeah, especially after you had the rough start in the beginning.
They saw me before my plan could even get started. Yeah, that's a great way to start your story.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good enough for Kitty's dad, even, because he finally gets to marry her. It's been 11 years. They haven't seen each other. Isn't that the most romantic shit you ever heard in your life, though?
Also,
hold that thought. We'll get back to that later.
Yeah, other edge of that sword. Most dickish father-in-law ever.
I know.
Good Lord, 11 years.
He conquered he basically handed India to the British Empire, and her dad's like, I guess. That's fine, I guess.
Might as well just ask for a ridiculous dowry at that point.
Right? Wouldn't that be the best romance movie? Wouldn't it be you would think?
Based on my research, she didn't love him.
You would think. It sounds up to this point where it's like, yay, and they finally get married, and he goes to go see her, and he's standing with his brother, and as he looks at it, she comes out, and the music swells. He looks at his brother and goes, "She's gotten ugly, by Jove."
And says it where she can hear her, couldn't he?
Probably not. He was a nice, honorable man, which I think is probably the only reason he went through with it, because he's like, well, I made this bitch wait.
I made her wait.
I made her wait 11 years. It'd be kind of an asshole move to be like, yeah, never mind.
I heard stories that she didn't like him that much either. So
she acted like she was like afraid of him, and he was just irritated by her. Apparently, they didn't want to be in the same room together, even though they had 2 kids. But it was 2 years, and he's just like,
that itch somehow, brother.
He's itching. He's like, I want to go back to war. Is there a war? Can I go back to war? Please let me go back to war. Get me away from this bitch.
willing to go to war.
Right, that's why I kept making the romance movie shit, because a romance movie would totally do that whole story, and it would end at the wedding. It would never show you the next 10 years where they hate each other, like all these other fucking romance movies. It's like, no, like it's like the next 5 years are awful. They realize they hate each other.
The one with Stephen Hawking. They cut before the relationship gets bad.
Stephen Hawking was in a movie?
They made a biopic about his romance.
Oh, like, okay. I thought you meant the actual Stephen Hawking. No. I was like, well, fuck it. I want to see this. I want to see fucking robot Stephen Hawking talking up a chick. What are you wearing?
Supposedly that was actually him in Futurama.
Well, it was, but I'm saying, like, I want him on screen, live action, in the wheelchair, trying to hit on a chick at a bar with the robot voice. That'd be fucking hilarious. What'd you get me off topic for?
Anyway, yeah,
that cracked me up though. Like the whole first part of the relationship just sounds like the best fucking romance book, right?
You're wondering why hasn't Hollywood made this movie?
Because they looked further into it and was like, oh fuck, they didn't like each other. Shit, that fell apart quick.
Yeah, it did.
Never divorced though. Stayed with her the whole time. He did later on kind of like hookers and things, but by that point, he beat Napoleon and all this other stuff. So he's like, yeah, I'm famous.
Whatever he wanted. Just about.
He apparently even banged one of Napoleon's mistresses. I don't know if this is true. I just read it, but she said that he was a way better fuck than Napoleon was. And I'm like, yeah, man, that's gonna make you feel good right there. It's like I whipped you on the battlefield and in the bedroom.
That would mess with a man's ego, especially getting that letter on St. Helena.
Oh man, dude, no, it's bad, but
because you know, Wellington sent him a letter about him bragging.
I would have. I'd have sent it straight to that island, been like, hey man, fucked your girl.
The ship carrying the letter got lost in a storm. That's why we never heard about it.
Yep, we're gonna find it in a bottle.
All right, we're
floating at the bottom of the ocean.
We're way off on a tangent now. So. After that,
the bourbon is strong with us today.
It is. After that, what else did he do?
After he finally gets the War Department to, give him something to do, they're like, all right, Napoleon's starting shit in Portugal. They've asked for our help. We're going to send you down there. And at first he has overall command, right? But then the Parliament or whatever was like, we're going to send some more guys. But since the army's bigger, you're not senior enough to command it. So we're going to send 2 new dudes who are way older than you, right? So it'll be fine. It'll be great. Wellington's like, whatever. I'm still going to work on my battle plans. I got the Spanish on board with what we're going to do. Their army's encamped outside Lisbon. And what's his name? Harry Bayard shows up, the first of our 2 old generals, and he tells Napoleon, no, we're not doing that. We're going to hold off. We're going to hold off. We're not going to fight yet. We got to wait. We got to wait because we're going to wait for reinforcements. He's very cautious. But then the French general, Junot, one of Napoleon's big marshals, Marshal Junot, he doesn't give him a choice. So he goes to attack.
The one that was but fabulous, or is that, or am I thinking of
I don't know. I haven't looked into. Well,
Napoleon supposedly had.
I mean, they're all French, so.
No, I meant no, not in that way. Anyway, moving on. It was Junot. That was his name. Junot.
Yeah,
like the city in Alaska.
Yeah, but he attacks, giving them little choice. But Wellington's like, "Ooh, sweet! I finally get to show off my new tactics." Because Napoleon's tactic in this time that just baffled everybody was, what if I just put everybody in columns instead of lines and make a shit ton of noise and smash right through the enemy, right?
That's kind of what I did on it.
Well, that's what they do. They march up. They got that battle cry that they like, hey, baby, whatever and whatever they were chanting in Sharp. You know what I'm talking about. I don't speak frog. So Napoleon or not Napoleon. Wellington was like, all right, I've got dude's number. I know what to do. Everybody else breaks and runs. If you just stand your ground and present enough firepower, the columns will break and run because they're not used to that. Which is what he does. He hides some of his men behind the ridge so Juno doesn't see that his army's as big as it is. He's marching up in the columns. He gives the order. The dudes pop up over the thing. It's like a movie. They pop up and just like bang, 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 and then you know, bite, spit, tap.
Yeah,
if I can go for it.
Yeah, I saw the Patriot.
If I can find the fucking clip of that. I'm gonna run the
because if you load it fast, you can do what? The Mad Minutes 2 or 3.
Because it's smoothbore.
3 to 5 shots a minute.
It's a smooth. You can just tap that fucking ball down there with the butt of the thing on the ground.
You just barely tamp it twice and then shove it back in the next one. But yeah, I think the Mad Minute was 3 to 5 shots.
So he
fired in a minute.
He runs off Juno, and it's good. Like they're gonna start listening to him, right? He clearly knows what he's doing.
Yeah, the rest of the guys know, oh, this guy.
Fuck no. The other guy shows up like the next day. The other old general.
Completely dismissed.
Yep, completely. And this guy, his name is Dan Rimple. I'm not joking. His name is General Dan Rimple. He shows up and negotiates the worst fucking treaty ever with Juno to leave Portugal. This is the agreement that he signed off on and made Wellington sign, even though he told the guy to his face, like, this is stupid. The British Navy will take the French army home. The French army gets to keep all of its arms, weapons, and supplies. The French army gets to keep whatever loot or treasure that it acquired during its march into Portugal. And the British are footing the bill for it because they're not getting reimbursed for the ship usage and shit. So it's a huge net loss for the empire.
What kind of
the British government was like, what the fuck? All we did was just move a fully supplied army to another field of operations because there's already fighting going on. Yeah, there's already fighting going on in the rest of the Eastern Europe. Is starting to pop off.
All we did was
Napoleon is busy doing that.
It's literally like us picking up We're not actively at war with them, but if we were, it would be like us picking up a shitload of Chinese soldiers, moving them to another part of a place where we were also fighting them,
right?
And letting them take all of
their shit that they stole. It was like, yeah, we'll carry it for you.
We would never fucking do that shit.
No, this dumb shit.
Any general that got fucking hoodwinked into agreeing to that shit would be fired immediately.
This old fuck did. He's like 60 something. The only reason that because he's seniority, the way the British officer system works.
So what happened?
After that, they were all brought up on charges because, of course,
I would.
They didn't get any jail time, especially Wellington, because it was really obvious that he was like. Again, because he sent out mass letters. Like he just locked himself in a room and wrote everybody he knew. He was like, this is fucking dumb. Fuck this guy. I had nothing to do with it.
I was forced to do this against my will.
I was forced to do this because I'm technically a junior commander here. Yeah, so he kind of he didn't get it as bad as the other two. The other two got stripped of command. They never fucking commanded anything ever again. They got desk jobs. Wellington, they're just like, hey man, go over there for a little while until the heat dies down. We'll have something for you in a little bit. And they do.
Go over here, do this, don't fuck it up, and we'll bring it back.
Well, they do. And Wellington, being the guy that doesn't like to just sit around and wait for shit, kind of forced their hand a little. He
being capable.
Well, he bothered to piss out of them.
Where was he? Where'd he go?
He's in London right now. Waited because he's waiting for reassignment. Then the assignment he wants is Spain, because he thinks that is the best place to bleed resources out of Napoleon. And he's like, I've got the plan. He just every day. Another letter to his old friend at the War Department. I didn't write his name down. And finally, they're like, all right, man, I get you don't like your wife. but you need to chill the fuck out. He's like, no, I'm serious. I don't
It
even.
sucks being
No,
here.
he's like, this isn't what that's about. I haven't talked to her in like 9 months. She's at the other house. I'm in London right now. Fuck her. I know how to beat the French. So they send him back in 1809. The people there are super happy to see him, and he meets up with an old Spanish general, Questin, starts with a Q. I'm butchering it. I'll probably put it up.
Either.
But and he's like surveying the Spanish troops, and he's just kind of like, oh fuck, really? This is what I got to work with. God damn it!
Not much.
Fine. So he spends a little time kind of whipping them into shape. Has some arguments with the Spanish general because he's old and doesn't want to share command. But he finally gets that shit worked out just in time because they march to a town called Talavera where the French are, and they have a big battle. He almost dies. Like killed or captured, like right before the fight starts. He climbs up into this like little tower in like a church or something to survey the landscape or whatever. And French cavalry shows up like at the place he's at, and he has to like run, jump on his horse, and ride the fuck away.
Oh yeah, I saw that in Sharp.
yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, so he almost gets captured or killed before the Battle of Talavera even happens. But it's
one of those historical close calls. What if something had went this other way? Right?
He beats the French there, and then he's made Viscount. My man's moving up in the world.
Nice. And the Viscount, by today's, well, I mean, we don't have lords and ladies, but what's the Viscount?
Just below a duke, because he gets that later.
So a count is count. Oh, they rule over a county, so a Viscount would, I guess, rule over several counties.
I have no idea, dude.
Several counts, maybe. I don't know.
British people, how's that shit work?
Yeah, it'd be awesome if we knew.
But after the Battle of Talavera, his army's kind of spent a little bit. So, and he's not getting any like real like reinforcements and stuff. So he can't pursue the French into Spain. Right. So what he does is he like takes a year off. He says, "Fuck it, just chill. Like everybody chill, right? But rest up. It'll be fine." His commanders are getting pissed because he's not telling them anything. They're like, "What are you doing? All we're doing is letting the French build back up. They're just gonna come back at us." He's like, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got it. Don't worry." Fast forward to the next campaigning season. Marshal Messina has been sent because Napoleon ain't fucking around. He's sending one of his best. He ain't fucking around anymore.
I think that's Napoleon's number one guy.
Number one, number two. I can't. He's not the Iron Marshal. That's another guy. He's like the dude below that one.
Okay, so he's number two.
Yeah, he's number two. He's number two. It's not bad to be number two. But he sends him, and everybody's like, "See, we goddamn told you he was coming." And Wellesley's like, "I told you to relax. Check out. Look what I did." Behind everybody's back. Nobody didn't tell any of the army. He full hired the civilian population to build him these badass fortifications. These 500-mile 3 lines of fucking trenches and forts, and convinced all these people to burn their farms and move everything behind the line. So when Messina shows up, the like whole of fucking Portugal is just cut across. He's cut in half. He can't go anywhere. The only thing he can do is attack and lose a shit ton of guys,
or retreat,
or sit there and fucking starve because there's nothing for him to live off of. Because the French doctrine at the time is to live off the land. Meanwhile, Wellington's having supplies shipped in from England using the Navy, right? So he can sit there as long as he needs to. So Messina sits out there for months or so, or because he loses like 30,000 guys to just the elements, right?
Attrition.
Until he has to march back into Spain, and Wellington, big smile on his face, goes, "Now we can go after him.
Yes.
We killed 30,000 of them, didn't fire a shot. Now we go after
Now he's bleeding. Let's go get him. Now he's bleeding, limping away. Now we go get him.
We can, a little dark patch
in his life,
kind of. He wasn't happy about it. Just in British military history, the siege of Baddos,
Mados.
or however you
I've
say it.
vaguely heard of it, but I don't know what happened.
It's a siege. It's hard. It's a hard fight. The French don't want to give it up. They lose. The British lose like 2,500 guys at the breach.
Ooh.
Yeah. So once they, you know how those guys were back then. Once they pushed the French out of the way, it was carnage. Let the pillage begin, and there was nothing.
It's one of those. The harder you have to fight to take the city, the less control.
Yeah.
You're
Well, I
gonna
mean,
have
what do
over
you?
your troops.
The only thing you could do when that stuff happened was you just let them run.
Stop.
No, you can't stop them. What are you going to do? You're going to shoot them?
That's one of those. No,
You can't.
More of a no, please stop type.
Yeah,
thing.
you just kind of had to let them go till they were too drunk or too tired to continue. Then you gathered them up and started hanging people. And oh, buddy, did Wellington hang some motherfuckers?
Yeah,
he was.
His men went overboard.
This is where
they were
this fight
punished for it.
Yeah, this fight is the one where like you get the story of him like crying on the hill, and his friend comes up and is like, what's going on? Because he's dipshit and doesn't get the implications of all the carnage and stuff, and he's just like, I didn't know I was commanding the scum of the earth.
Oh.
Yeah, right. It's like, well, I mean, your army is like the dregs of society to begin with, and they were pissed off because a lot of their friends died. I'm like, you get it. It's not okay, but you get it.
Also, British recruitment tactics were,
all right, but this opens up Spain because this is one of the fortresses that blocks the route into Spain. So Spain is wide open at this point after that. So he presses on to a town of Salamanca, where he faces off against General Marmont. Another of Napoleon's story. He beat every single one of the big marshals, didn't he?
Just about.
Yeah, it was like all the big name ones, like they sit him against Wellington. He's just like, get the fuck out of here. This battle almost.
I kind of wonder, why didn't Napoleon
go handle it personally?
Yeah, not after
he was busy fighting the Prussians and the Austrians.
He was busy fighting. And based on everything I've heard,
I feel like Leipzig took place around the same time as this, didn't it?
Based on everything I've heard.
This is just when we do Napoleon, because he's in the pot, we'll connect those dots more.
Yeah, but basically, just strictly from Napoleon's point of view at this point,
he's too busy.
Well, he had already busy with nonsense.
No, but
the Prussians were hotheads, and the Austrians were completely incompetent.
I feel like he was even pulling soldiers from Spain to help his grand army fight the Prussians and stuff. Like he was.
Oh, the Prussians. Oh, because
he was mishandling. He was mishandling Spain and entrusting it entirely too much, and completely underestimated not only Wellington but the resolve of the Spanish and Portuguese soldiers too.
I need to rewatch Sharp.
Partisans, baby.
It's so long.
It's still free on YouTube. Like 6 of them are free on YouTube. If anybody can find the ones where Sharp goes to India, I'm looking for those.
Right, or the season 4 or season like the last 3 seasons of Babylon 5 or their movies or whatever there are. Can't find them. It's only 1 through 5 on there.
Way off topic, but anyway,
yeah.
Battle of Salamanca. We got a lot of stuff to go through.
Yeah, I think that was his biggest battle, his biggest claim. Like
this is the one that sealed this. This is where France ran from Spain. This was the final big one, and it almost didn't happen.
And it made him the Iron Duke, right?
Yep, this is what got him his dukedom.
Nice.
But it almost didn't happen. They kind of kept marching alongside each other. Looking for an advantage and stuff, and like Wellington's up on his horse.
Time out. That happens more often than you think. Caesar did that several times.
It happens a lot. They just don't like it. It's boring, but it's important. No one wants to talk about the 3 days they just kind of stared at each other before the fight, right? But they're marching, and they're both really good generals, right? So neither one's going to go without an advantage.
Yeah, they're not going to rush in blindly.
Yeah, well, the French are apparently not as good at marching as the British are, because they started to get kind of strung out, and a gap formed in between two big
soft underbelly.
Yeah, and Wellington's up on his horse, and he's just like, "That'll do," and fucking sends it like, "That's good enough. Let's go." and he sends his brother-in-law, and I'll tell you my theory on why. I think he was trying to get him killed.
Remember, not a big fan of his wife.
Well,
Might not like her brother
no, he
either.
really kind of didn't, because he's like, he doesn't really give him detailed orders like you're used to him doing. He
Go get him.
looks at him. He goes, Ned, you see those fellows over there?
I don't want to.
Gather up your men and push them back to the devil. And Ned kind of looks at him and goes, all right, I will, but you got to shake my hand first. Like, I want a little fucking respect from you. And he gives him this, reportedly in the books,
Most sincere.
the stiffest fucking British upper lip fucking handshake like this. Fucking, give me it. Fucking, yeah, like that. But then Ned's just like, I'll show you, fucker. And goes and just completely annihilates them. Like, they beat 40,000 men in 40 minutes is the quote from the battle.
Nice.
Right? So I was like, that sounds to me like brother-in-law had some shit to prove.
Had
That's
an
what it
axe
sounds
to grind.
right? He's like, that motherfucker and his stiff-ass fucking whatever handshake. Fuck you, asshole. I deserve respect. He got it more after that.
No,
Wellington.
you did a good job.
I think he was at Waterloo with him even. Like, he took care of him after that.
One of those things you didn't. 40,000 in 40 minutes is impressive, and I'd keep you with me too.
We've ran them out of Spain. We can invade France. He invaded the sacred ground of frogs. How dare he and his Britishness contaminate French soil?
Go straight to the swamp of Paris?
No, he takes the town of Toulouse, which is in southern France, down there. Yeah, right there. He takes the town of Toulouse, but I think he's the first of the Allied armies to actually invade France.
Because I think the Prussians and the Austrians.
Yeah, they're pressing. They're beating Napoleon over here, and while he's in Toulouse, he gets a letter saying Napoleon abdicated. He's going to exile in Elba. The war's over. Go home.
Okay.
And he's like, okay, cool. Goes home to his ugly fucking wife and his dipshit kids, and he's just
went home to his incredibly fat pigs of wives.
Well, she wasn't that. It was just like, for some reason, he didn't think she was pretty anymore, and which isn't fair because all the artwork I saw of her,
it's all right.
Just went a train wreck.
Like solid 7?
6.5. I wouldn't have called her ugly.
Huh?
Hush. But that thankfully does not last long because, as we all know, what happens. Master Napoleon can't stand it.
What was it? What exactly? You can quote. You're better with Napoleon than I. What does Napoleon say to his troops when he first meets them as he's coming back from exile?
Oh, where he's talking, he's like, "You recognize me? I am your emperor. Do you not?" Or he's like, "Do you not know me? You who fought with me here, who fought with me there?" And then the one guy stands out from I might just be quoting from the Waterloo movie from with Christopher Plummer. I feel like that's all I'm doing, but I want that to be the way it happened.
It was so cool.
Vive l'Empereur! It was a great scene. That's a good movie. Fuck the Ridley Scott one. Go watch the one from 1970. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
The Ridley Scott one spent way too long on his weird sex stuff.
Yeah.
And why are there trenches at Waterloo?
There weren't trenches.
There weren't trenches, and we'll get to that because Napoleon starts his bullshit again, comes back, builds his army back up, and meets the what's it called? Coalition. That's the word I'm looking for. Forces in Brussels around a little town called Waterloo. He's doing his Napoleon. He knows he can't let these armies merge together. So he attacks the Prussians first, and he drives General von Blücher. I love that name, von Blücher. And his Prussians, they get drove off, but they're not completely defeated like he thinks they are. They actually manage to regroup and link up with Wellington later, thankfully, because Wellington was holding the line, but he was going to lose eventually if the Prussians didn't show up. But I don't want to do too much on the Battle of Waterloo. It's in the pot.
Yeah,
I want to go into a more detailed.
that's a story.
For another day. But I think we've done a solid. I think we did justice to the legacy and awesomeness of the Duke of Wellington, truly earning the name of Iron.
Indeed. That might be why they called. Might be Margaret Thatcher's name, the Iron Lady, might be a reference.
There was the Iron Marshal for the French. I mean, you're just a hard sumbitch. I hope one day I am the Iron Bow.
The Iron Krager.
No, I like the Iron Bow better. It's like the Iron Sheik.
Ah, yes. So, the Pot of Knowing.
Oh yeah, we're done. We're done because we're gonna save Waterloo for another day. And my voice is
his death. How did he die? And
he lived. He lived to be like 80, dude. Like he
impressive.
No, he was actually an advisor to Queen Victoria.
Wow.
For a while, and then he was like, I'm old, I'm going home. He finally stopped working when he was like 78 and was like, I think I'll go home, and then died. Don't ever quit working.
And that's kind of how Grandpa did it.
That's what my grandpa said. He's like, the second you stop, you're done. You're just going to degrade from there.
Yeah, it's one of those he told me.
So there's your last little tidbit of Wellington knowledge I have.
I draw, you shake, right?
I don't know. No, it doesn't matter.
I think you drew out last.
Yeah, I drew out because I popped for the Wellesley of it all. And we're going to
Let's see. What does the Pot of Knowing have for us next week?
Let's go.
And it is...
something good.
Operation Mincemeat.
Yo! Again, we're not doing this on purpose.
We're not doing modern stuff on purpose, I swear.
Well, we've mentioned this before already. Remember, you started to talk about it, and I was like, no, shut up. It's in the pot. Forget. And
so, yeah, Operation Mincemeat, a.k.a. cool spy stuff, but during World War II.
Cool spy
next
stuff.
time
Cool spy
on
stuff.
Kentucky Fried Chronology.
It shouldn't have worked. It shouldn't have worked.
It really shouldn't.
It shouldn't have happened.
Anyway, so yeah, it shouldn't have worked.
It shouldn't have worked.
It did, though.
Check us out next time. Check out my other channel, Kentucky Fried Critics, for all your fun movie knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck, you got anything else you want to plug?
This week? Nothing this week.
Nothing? All right. Bye.
Bye. That was fun.
Ow! Oh my God!
Oh, it's stuck.
It's stuck in my hair.
Ow! I felt that.
Well, there's the sting for the end of the video.